Hey guys, I was thumbing through the catalog the other day and I happened to notice a Strike King square bill that I thought was kind of unique. It was called the Sunrise Shad. So I thought today we take a 2.5 square bill. We're going to try to paint it in that pattern. But if you read the thumbnail, it was right. We're going to paint it upside down. Then we're going to paint it right side up. Stick with me. I got the basic white base coat on first. I went ahead and put that on. So the basic colors we're going to use. Now, we're going to go with the pearlized lime and a pearlized magenta. But we're going to take this pearlized lime and I want to lighten that up just a little. So what I've done, got a little cup here, done a little mixing, and I've mixed the pearlized lime along with a transparent bright yellow. And what that'll do, it'll give me a lighter colored, more of a chartreuse color that I'm looking for. I didn't measure it, anything specific. If I was wanting to make lure after lure after lure all exactly the same, you'd want to have so many drops of this and so many drops of that and keep track of it. I don't do it that way. The lure I make tomorrow probably won't be just exactly like the one I made today. So I threw in some of this and I threw in some of that until I got that and I liked it and I said, okay, that's good, that's the color we're going with. So that's where we're going to start. Normally, of course, we don't want this chartreuse nice right here on the belly and work our way up. But, as I said, we're going to start out painting upside down. So, we're going to paint the back. Chartreuse instead. Going to go about halfway down the side. Just get a good overall coating. That's got us right there. We'll stop with that. Let me get the heat gun. We'll put a dry on that. We'll move on. Alright, we got our nice chartreuse top. Now it's time for the magenta on the belly. And again, we'll go about halfway up. Just meet what we did the first time. Be a little bit of overlap. Good, nice, solid coat all the way across. And there we go. We've got the magenta on the belly, the chartreuse on the top. There you go. That looks a little more like right side up, doesn't it? So, let's dry this and we'll move on. Alright, there we go. We have our magenta on the bottom, our chartreuse on the top. And basically right now, we have an upside down lure. So, why did I do that? Well, we're going to put a wrap on, but I wanted this wrap to be a little different. Let me see if I got one on the shelf up here. So here's the way we normally have done a wrap in the past. In this case, if you follow along, we painted the lure black, put the wrap on, then went ahead and painted it the white and the light blue for the shad. And when we took the wrap off, all the black showed through. And that's fine for that system, but this time I wanted to do it a little differently. So I painted the lure upside down. Now we come back, we'll put the wrap on, and when we paint it the right way, the magenta will have the chartreuse showing through in the wrap, and we'll have the magenta showing through in the wrap on the bottom. At least that's the way it's supposed to work. We'll find out here in a minute. Alright, let's put a wrap on this thing. Get my hairbrush on, as I always use. Really pinch this down good. There we go. Get it all pinched down. Hairbrush in place. The top one's a little bit loose. We'll see if we can pull that down a little. There we go. That's a little better. Alright. Let me get some paint loaded up in the gun. We'll get ready to go. Alright. Now, to make sure our colors will come through properly the next time, we are going to come back and give this a coat of white. So everything gets a good coat of white. And that way everything will show up properly when we come back for our top coat colors. Alright, there we go. We dry that, we're ready to put on our next colors. Alright, we're all white. I had leftover paint here in the cup from when I painted the base. So now let's go ahead. Now let's paint this thing right side up the way we should. And of course, when we're painting it the correct way, we always start the belly. Give ourselves a good, gotta make sure we got it all covered. That's good enough for that. Let's wash up and we'll put some magenta in there. Yeah, this won't take a second here. I just squirt in a little. If you haven't watched me do this before, because I don't always put it in there, I just squirt a little water in. Shoot a little out. Paper towel. And that's it. Now let's try for a little magenta. And these are all the pearlized magenta, and it was a pearlized lime. So, alright. Let's give that top a coat. Do it a little light down the side so we get the feathering effect down the side. We'll hit a little heavier right on the top. Get that good dark color down the top. And the feathering down the side. Get up underneath that nose. Don't forget underneath the nose. A little more around the eye sockets too right away while we're at it. There we go. Alright, let me dry this and we'll get ready to take the wrap off. Alright, good and dry. As always, make sure it's good and dry before you start pulling the wraps off. Let's see what we did. And there we go. You know what we're going to do though? We're going to make a slight change. We have the magenta coming through on the down here. We got it here. I'm going to make one more step I hadn't planned on making. So hang with me just one second. Alright, I got the effect I'm looking for on the side. I've got the magenta. I've got the chartreuse showing through in reverse here. But up here, I want this darker. So what I'm going to do is I reload a little more magenta. We're going to go right down the top. And there we go, just enough. We'll put a little bit more on top. Now, I've got the fading down pretty well. I've got the chartreuse showing through. But I wanted some of that bright magenta left on the top. I didn't want to lose everything. So there we have it. Our upside down, right side up lure needs a set of eyes. It needs a top coat. And as soon as I get that done, we'll show you what we ended up with. Well, there you go, guys. The upside down, right side up lure. You know, anytime you're going to put a wrap on so you have the veining show through, you got to think about it just a little bit. Decide what color do you want those veins to be, and then you kind of work your way back from there. A little more complicated, but once you've done it a time or two, it's really not that bad. Hey, seeing as how this video is coming out about a day or so before Christmas, I want to wish all of you a Merry Christmas. And I want to thank you for staying with us. Subscribe to our channel. I hope to see you again real soon.